Welcome back. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden value and history of the Washington quarter. First up, the 1776 to 1976 Washington bicentennial quarter, particularly those struck at the Denver Mint bearing the D Mint mark, hold a special place in U.S. numismatic history. Issued to celebrate America's 200th anniversary of independence, these quarters stand apart from regular circulation issues. Though millions were minted, certain rare varieties and high-grade specimens are prized by collectors. Even a dirty, circulated piece reflects an important chapter in American coinage, but when found in pristine condition, these coins can command strong market interest. Their unique commemorative design and limited production years give them lasting appeal among both casual hobbyists and seasoned numismatists. The bicentennial coinage program was launched in 1975 to 1976 to honor the United States' 200th year of independence. Unlike ordinary Washington quarters, these special issues featured a dual date, 1776 to 1976, and a one-time reverse design chosen through a national competition. The Denver Mint produced vast quantities of these quarters, which were released into circulation across the country during celebrations of the American Revolution's anniversary. By issuing these coins, the U.S. Mint not only commemorated a milestone in the nation's history, but also brought art and history together in a way that made the bicentennial accessible to every citizen handling pocket change. The obverse of the Denver minted bicentennial quarter carries the familiar bust of George Washington, sculpted by John Flanagan, but with a notable dual date, 1776 to 1976, beneath his portrait. The reverse, designed by Jack L. Ahr, features a colonial drummer with a torch of victory encircled by 13 stars, symbolizing the original colonies. Struck in copper-nickel clad for circulation, the coin measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams. Collectors also seek out the 40% silver-clad versions, which were sold in special sets. The Denver Mint Mark D sits clearly on the obverse, identifying its origin and adding to its traceability for collectors. Although the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of bicentennial quarters, most were heavily circulated, which makes high-grade examples rare today. Dirty, worn pieces are common, but coins that survived with full original luster, sharp details, and no major scratches are scarce and much more desirable. Some rarer varieties, such as those with double die errors or strong strikes, also elevate the coin's rarity status. The distinction between a heavily circulated coin worth face value and a certified mint state or proof coin worth hundreds lies entirely in condition and variety. The market value of a 1776 to 1976 Denver bicentennial quarter varies widely. A typical dirty, circulated example is usually worth only its face value of 25 cents. However, in uncirculated condition with crisp details, these coins can sell between $1,000 and $7,500 depending on grade. Special 40% silver issues or high-end mint state graded examples can reach into the hundreds of dollars at auction. Rare error pieces and top-tier graded coins have been known to command even higher prices, sometimes crossing into the low thousands. Values continue to hold steady, reflecting the strong interest in America's bicentennial coinage among both nostalgic collectors and modern investors. For those interested in acquiring a Denver bicentennial quarter, careful evaluation is essential. Look for coins with minimal wear, strong details on Washington's hair and the drummer's design, and clean fields free of heavy marks. Certification from reputable grading services like PeaceGS or NGC adds credibility and market value. Collectors may choose to assemble complete bicentennial sets, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mint issues in both clad and silver compositions. Storing coins in protective holders, albums, or slabs will help preserve them, especially if you encounter an example in higher grade or one with unusual striking characteristics. Beyond their monetary value, bicentennial quarters hold deep cultural appeal. They serve as a tangible reminder of a celebratory moment in American history when patriotism and unity were highlighted through everyday coinage. For many collectors, these coins spark nostalgia, recalling childhood memories of finding the special drummer boy quarters and change. Their enduring popularity demonstrates how commemorative designs can connect national history with individual experience, bridging generations through something as small as a coin. In summary, the 1776 to 1976 Washington bicentennial quarter from the Denver Mint is a coin of both historical and collectible importance. While circulated and dirty examples may only carry sentimental or historical interest, high-grade and rare varieties attract serious collector attention and notable premiums. Its design, commemorating America's bicentennial, stands apart from the standard Washington Quarter series and ensures lasting recognition. For numismatists, this coin embodies the intersection of artistry, history, and investment potential, making it a treasured addition to any collection. Next up, the 1965 Washington Quarter is a fascinating coin in U.S. numismatics because it represents one of the most dramatic turning points in modern American coinage. Although the majority of 1965 quarters are extremely common, certain ultra-rare examples, such as transitional errors or coins preserved in unusually high grades, have captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. A dirty, well-circulated quarter from this year may look ordinary, but its story and potential hidden varieties give it an importance that far outweighs its modest appearance. Collectors view this coin as both a historical artifact and, in rare instances, a potentially valuable find. The year 1965 marked the official end of silver quarters for circulation in the United States. Rising silver prices throughout the early 1960s made it unsustainable for the U.S. Mint to continue producing 90% silver coinage. As a solution, the Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel clad composition starting in 1965. To avoid panic hoarding, the Mint removed mint marks from all coins struck between 1965 and 1967, which is why no genuine Denver Mark coins exist for this year. However, the absence of mint marks has created intrigue. Collectors often scrutinize these pieces for unusual errors or die varieties that can elevate their rarity. The design of the 1965 Washington Quarter remained consistent with the series introduced in 1932. The obverse shows John Flanagan's sculpted bust of George Washington, while the reverse features the bold heraldic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, framed by olive branches. Unlike earlier silver versions, the 1965 issue was produced in copper-nickel clad, giving it a lighter silvery hue over a reddish copper core. Weighing 5.67 grams and measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter, this was the first full production year of clad quarters. For collectors, coins that still retain their original mint luster are particularly attractive, as most examples circulated heavily. By itself, a 1965 quarter is not rare. The Mint struck over 1.8 billion pieces. Yet within this massive mintage lie pockets of rarity. Transitional errors, such as quarters struck accidentally on leftover silver planchets, are exceedingly scarce and can be worth thousands. Equally desirable are sharply struck mint state examples that escaped the heavy use of circulation. Unfortunately, most 1965 quarters, especially dirty, circulated ones, bear scratches, dull surfaces, and weak details. These worn examples rarely hold value beyond face value, but the scarcity of gem-quality coins makes pristine survivors true treasures for numismatists. The market value of a 1965 Washington Quarter depends entirely on its variety and condition. Circulated and dirty examples typically trade at 25 cents, reflecting their commonness. However, coins that grade in the higher mint state levels, MS 65 and above, can sell for $2,500 to $4,000, depending on appeal. Transitional error coins struck on silver planchets can soar far higher, often reaching several $1,000s at auction. Collectors are particularly drawn to certified examples, as professional grading eliminates doubts about authenticity or condition. The market for these rare errors has remained strong, as their historical significance continues to intrigue buyers. For collectors seeking 1965 quarters, the key is close inspection. Look for heavier weight, brighter surfaces, or unusual toning. All potential signs of silver, transitional errors. Pay attention to the sharpness of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, as these details often wear down first. Submitting potential rarities to grading services such as PCGS or NGC is essential, especially if there is suspicion of a silver planchet or an unusually well-struck coin. For storage, airtight holders are recommended to prevent further tarnish, especially with coins already in dirty or corroded condition. Acquiring examples from trusted dealers or estate sales may uncover hidden gems overlooked in circulation. Beyond its financial potential, the 1965 quarter represents a shift in American economic and cultural history. The removal of silver from coinage reflected both global market realities and a change in how Americans viewed everyday money. For many collectors, holding this coin is like holding a tangible reminder of that turning point. Younger hobbyists are often drawn to the story behind the coin, while experienced numismatists pursue the high-grade and rare varieties that elevate the ordinary to extraordinary. In this way, the 1965 quarter bridges accessibility and rarity, appealing to a wide spectrum of coin enthusiasts. In conclusion, the 1965 Washington quarter without mint mark is a coin that embodies both the common and the exceptional. While most examples are dirty, worn, and worth only face value, rare varieties and high-quality survivors carry significant numismatic importance and market value. Its historical context as the first clad quarter ensures its permanent place in the story of U.S. coinage. Whether collected for its history, studied for its errors, or valued as an investment, the 1965 quarter continues to spark interest across generations. It is a coin that proves even the most ordinary pieces of pocket change can hold extraordinary stories and surprising worth.